Okay guys, welcome back. Let's take a look at AMD. So they reported earnings, pretty strong earnings. I think they guided slightly higher too, but stock is down. Stock is trading below that. So if you look at this chart, I don't know when we talked about this name. I think last time we talked about this name right here around, it's been a month or so. But this purple line, this is not a support, this is not a resistance, okay? This is just purely for myself. When I trade, I tend to put these zero lines after Q2, Q3, just to have an idea. What the hell is this? It is basically zero line, meaning that's where it closed last year, okay? Anytime it trades below this, stock year to date negative. Anytime it is above it, stock year to date positive. Purely that's the only reason why I just have this there, okay? So, but before we jump into that, yeah, I can quickly go through 3.7% year to date. That's how much it's down. We have high, lower high. Well, right here, probably failed breakout for this downtrend that we have, okay? Rejected here, rejected here. So unless AMD tries to get back above it and maybe clear this 170, it is not bullish to me. Meaning longer term. I wanted to see, I want a stock, if I want to jump in, let's say, to trade for the next 3 to 6 months, let's say. I want an uptrending stock, because if you get in, even if you buy long-term option contracts to trade, let's say 2 years out, when you are inside of sideways moving or stock that doesn't have a clear trend, you're gonna lose money, all right? So, but why it's down? Okay, so everybody has that AI hype, but in terms of chip makers, like why some chip makers are not doing well? Well, let's take a look at a few things for AMD. Current market capitalization, $230 billion. Okay, and then let me just switch this to yearly candles. So this is a yearly chart of AMD. Okay, so if you were trading these times, yeah, you had a clear uptrend, okay, and then huge dump, and then of course last year as well you had a pretty good uptrend, and then in the beginning of the year uptrend as well. But now this yearly candle looks pretty ugly to me, while some other chip makers are doing pretty good, right? So now let's jump into this one, okay? And here you will see, okay, the bigger squares, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, these are the, like, the bigger the square, the bigger the market capitalization, okay? So I wish we could be able to see the market caps, but that's okay. We are looking at the semiconductors. What is it? This is a heat map of PE, okay? Price to earnings. And if we take a look at this purely semiconductors, you can see, you can even compare it to NVIDIA. 63 for NVIDIA, 126 for AMD. So a lot of people don't pay attention to this, or in general, like what's going on with the companies. Like fundamentally, a lot of people are saying, hey, how come they're making that much of a revenue, but stock is not putting, they are guiding higher, they made more money, they more revenue, but stock is not pushing higher. But one thing I want to show, again, I'm not like a fundamental analyst, okay? I do surface level glance on fundamentals, which very simple stuff, right? And I make my trading decision because I don't care like what's going to happen 3, 4, 5 years down the road, because my trading is in and out, okay? So one thing I want to show here is, okay, so you see 3 charts. Actually you have it here. Stock price, performance, free cash flow per share, free cash flow, price to free cash flow ratio, okay? So current ratio, what is it? We have somewhere below 200, so 150, okay? And then you can see the trend, right? Why in 2022 this stock declined. You can see the price decline. free cash flow per share decline, right? And then we went to all hit the lows, and then last 3 quarters it's trying to uptick, okay? And then free cash flow coming down. But why stock is going down? So this is just purely my observation, okay? I'm not going to be saying that I'm 100% correct on that one, but I think it has to do with free cash flow, right? This stock, how much they have total outstanding debt? Is it 4 billion, 5 billion, something like that, right? But not the point. Pay attention to these are the quarterly. Okay, yeah. So these bars are quarterly, basically the cash, okay, free cash flow, or free cash levels. Yep, that's right. Look at the chart. So last 3 quarters, it has been declining actually. And then you can see year over year quarterly growth in terms of, of course, revenue is growing, but where the cash is going? Are they going all in and spending the cash, investing everything, but they're not pulling much and they're not putting much on the side considering how much debt they have? Okay, let's take a look. Cash on hand. So cash on hand is declining. What else we can take a look at? Long-term debt, quarterly values, hasn't changed. Are they? Let's take a look at just last 4 or 5 quarters, right? They're not paying off long-term debt. Okay. Total liabilities. If you want to look at it, you can just go take a look at yourself. Macro trends, and this is my best guess, right? So that could be the case if you just compare it to many other stocks out there. PE pretty high. Are they capitalizing on that EV? Not EV, AI, and setting cash on the side? No, their cash on hand is not increasing. I think that could be the reason why market is like, okay, it's a bit expensive here. So that's why, purely in terms of price action, I'm going to be watching this name maybe chop around here, or maybe even if overall market comes down, get knocked down pretty hard. Let's say if Nvidia declines, or if overall market, let's say we have after election, let's say 10% correction, I think AMD can go test this August low of 120. But before that, we have a 134. I'm going to be watching this as a support, 134, okay? As a resistance to the upside, yes, it has made a pretty big gap down. I'm going to be watching that as a resistance. And also I have this trend line. You can see this, longer term. At least I'm watching. I don't like trading off of trend lines, but it's just good, visualization of what's the price action has been doing for the last, let's say, 6 months. Last 6 months trend to the downside so far. So that's why I would be watching. If it tries to go higher, let's say, try to fill this gap, it would be a good area to short it, okay? Because will their situation change in 1 quarter? Will they all of a sudden have more cash? And will they be paying off their debt, or will they be doing buybacks? Are they doing buybacks? I don't want to spend too much of a time here, but are they doing buybacks? We can just quickly search on that one, very, very quickly. AMD outstanding shares, and then we can just wrap on that one. AMD outstanding, or you can just take a look at it yourself. What's going on? AMD outstanding, freaking Safari, AMD outstanding shares. I just want to know, just purely, are they buying back shares? That's the only thing I want to know. That's it. Okay. Last 3 years. they have pretty much same outstanding shares. If we look at it year to date, let's say from March, a little bit higher. What happened? Maybe they sold some, they issued some, or what? Or they got some insiders got some bonuses, and then they just capitalized on it. Maybe they just exercised some options they might had, and then they just sold it. Could be the case, but you can see 5-year, 3-year trend, outstanding shares. They had done an offering in 2022. You can see how much outstanding shares increased, and makes sense that for me, this is very surface level. Okay, if you're like fundamental analyst, yeah, I'm happy to hear everybody's opinion in the comment section. Of course, we can learn from each other, but this is my best guess actually. So their cash is not going up. They're depleting the cash, and nobody cares if they're increasing the revenue at this point. In this high interest rate environment that we have. So that's the update for AMD. Sorry that it's a little bit longer than I usually make these videos, but thanks for watching. See you in the next one.